Oh my god. Fucking hair wave. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. HFL Weekly Recap. Alright, I'm here with me. I'm the commissioner, BH1747, and I'm joined with Anthony. Would you like to introduce yourself, Anthony? Hello, hello.
I'm Anthony.
Alright, and we also got Nick. Yeah, Nick. Hey, each of us here, we've all been
Three
in
OG members.
Three OG members. There's not many of us left.
Three of the four.
Mm-hmm. There's not many of us left, so we got to stick
Is it
together.
really 3 of the 4?
I mean, it's us three
On Connor?
and Connor. Yeah, that's
No,
crazy.
that can't be right.
No, that's
No,
crazy.
it is.
I mean, that's
It
in the
is.
league this year. That's
That can't be right.
it. Because yeah,
Yep. Us three.
for people who have
Connor.
played in every season,
It feels like Ryan has been here for long, but he hasn't.
yeah, he's played in I think 3. This is gonna be his 4th, I think. But yeah, this is gonna be our weekly kind of spiel. We're probably gonna upload them on Thursdays, I think, like before the game drops. I think that'd be a good time to do it. But the Homies Football League has been running since 2017, I believe. And we are entering, what is this, our 6th year, I guess? Damn.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy.
You mean 7th year?
No, it'd be 6th.
6 years.
Connor won the first one. If you
No. The lost
That's the lost
season.
The lost season.
That is not.
Yeah, Connor won this season where everybody went AFK, and then he just claims that he has more rings than he does. But yeah, we're going on our 6th year here, so we thought we'd do a kind of a weekly recap of, the matchups, everything that's gone down, big trades and everything. And we'll probably bring in different members as we go on. Me and Anthony, I know we're for sure going to be in it. Nick will probably be involved a lot as well. And, depending on what goes down each week, we can bring in other people and see what happens. But I think before we get to anything, all right, we got to introduce the members, because not everybody knows everybody who's in it, So, Anthony, you got to...
All right. Well, I mean, if we're going in, let's go. If we're going in alphabetical order, I'll start with myself. I'm Anthony. 3-time scoring champion. No victories unfortunately. My playoffs have fallen pretty flat. I don't know if I've even made it to the finals.
I don't think
Have
so.
I?
No,
I don't think so.
Didn't you
I
make
think
it first year?
I think I got cool. Did I?
Against JC? I thought it was you
I
versus
did.
Jay.
Yeah. So first season, I
you
did make
peaked.
it to the finals,
You
but
peaked year 1.
Yeah. So 3-time scoring champion. It's my 6th season, obviously. I have a record of 37-29. Brett, our commissioner,
Yeah.
he's had a scoring title one time.
Oh, yeah.
Second most points overall. I have the most points overall across the whole thing. It's also his 6th season, and his record is 34-32.
I'm staying above 500. All right, if it's the
You're
last thing I
scraping,
do,
but you're there.
Oh, barely.
Connor, he's not here. He is also a 6-time member. One of the OGs.
John champion.
He won one season, and he's the connoisseur of 10th overall picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's only ever had the 10th and the 8th pick across all seasons.
Never had a top 5 pick.
He's also a notorious Joe Mixon hater.
True.
Joe Mixon hater, supreme.
He almost
He
drafted
also
him,
has a record of 37-29.
No, that is just not true. You're looking
Oh,
at
that's me.
32-34.
That's me.
Excuse me,
I have
32-34. He's not even 500.
Yeah.
He has a championship, so it doesn't matter. He's better than us.
True.
Nick, he is the most scored on player in the league's history by like 500 points, actually, which is kind of crazy.
That's tough.
It's also his 6th season. He kind of was like iffy on that first season, but he was there. He didn't draft, but
yeah, they also call me the first. The regular season champion. That's what they call me around these parts.
Oh, yep.
Never the actual champion, but the
but
regular season.
He also is 37-29, which is tied for 3rd best record.
Yeah.
We have Ryan, who won last year. Notorious dad drafter. I have to say it. He's 23-17 in his first 3 seasons, because he's been with us for 3 seasons.
Coming in.
Maddox, this is his 2nd year. He won 9-5 last year. He had a pretty good season, actually.
Yeah, Jamar with him, carrying him through.
He's a big Jamar guy.
I think he got first rounded by Shane. Unfortunate.
Yes, the big Shane resurgence last year. Javin, he's actually coming back for the first time since season 1. In season 1, he was kind of a little AFK a little bit. Went 4-9. And this is his second season, bringing him back.
Hey, he's coming back with a vengeance, I'll say.
Aiden. We got 3 first-time players, Aiden, Nacho, and Eski. Aiden, he won our kind of meme league last year, which is just...
No, he didn't win. He was runner-up.
He came in second.
He got beat by Shane, bro. Shane beat everybody.
Yeah. Nacho, first-time player. He is the first non-American to play in the league. So he's from Scotland.
I mean, can you really say that? I mean, Aiden ventures around the globe all the time. He's basically like a second-time citizen in like 3 different countries.
Right. And then we have Eski, who this is his first time playing in our league, but this is his second season doing fantasy. So
he's got a little more on those other 2 guys.
He knows a little bit.
Yeah.
Nacho barely even watches football. Well, he started last year. I think,
he was there with me.
He's getting into it.
I will vouch for him. There was some playoff games. It was just me and him watching, and he was there every time. He's a Raiders fan. I don't know if he's still a Raiders fan.
I think both Aiden and Nacho are kind of newer to watching football. Yeah. But they both seem pretty into it. So
yeah, no, I'm excited about our new additions. It's going to be interesting when you kind of get rid of half the league and add, a bunch of new people. But I'm excited to see how it pans out. Whew. All right.
I mean, we'll get into it. We'll get into it a bit later, but I mean, for being a first timer, especially toward football, Nacho's draft was pretty superb to what you would expect. From a first timer. But we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah. Besides talking about introducing everybody, I think this is going to be primarily the draft episode. We had our draft yesterday night, and this is the day after. We've all sobered up and. We're facing the consequences of our actions. Some of us more than others. So I'm going to pull up the draft. I'm going to share my screen on Discord. I'm going to pull it up. Aha, here we go. All right, we got the board. So who wants to go through? We can go through the first round first and kind of say our pieces about what went on.
For me, it went pretty as expected. We kind of knew Nacho was going to go Jonathan Taylor first. We had a strong suspicion Eski was feeling Justin Jefferson.
Despite being named Cooper Kupp enjoyer, he went Justin Jefferson.
He got scared by the tennis elbow of Matthew Stafford, which I guess fair enough. But I don't think it'll really affect Stafford too much personally. But that scared him a little bit. I went Christian McCaffrey. My whole point this year was to go, not scared. Not drafting scared, not trying to go safe, Yeah,
I went that last year, and then McCaffrey died, and Calvin Ridley stepped away from football, personal reasons. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm praying.
Last year was a tough year. Aiden, he pretty instantly locked in Derrick Henry. What the fuck,
David Henry.
And then we get to the real surprise of the first round. The real. I'd say the first reach of many of this player.
Yeah, are we gonna go in depth about this? I feel like we should go a little bit in depth on this.
It's our first talking piece here. The Davante Adams pick. We've known about this for a while. Okay, I talked to Ryan. I was trying to gauge what he was going for. He's like, if Derrick Henry's not there, I'm gonna just draft Davante Adams again. I mean, Davante Adams helped carry him to the chip last year, so I get that.
Davante Adams went at 105, so it's
still, I don't know,
We knew it was coming, but it's still a crazy pick to me.
Seeing it happen is just crazy.
Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase there. I just don't think Derek Carr is going to carry Davante Adams.
Or even Stephon Diggs.
I'm not considering Stephon midway through the first round. You're thinking about...
No, I'm talking about Davante over Davante. I'm not gauging in my head who I would put over Davante.
I don't think Davante versus Stephon Diggs is that crazy of a difference. But you're only considering 3 wide receivers in the first round of a 10-man draft, especially in the middle, Maybe Diggs at the end of the draft at the 110, sure, but in the middle of the draft, you should be considering 3, and he picked none of them. He picked maybe the 5th best wide receiver.
Ryan wanted his guy, and he got him. I mean, Davante wasn't coming back to him, so he picked his guy. Whether that's going to be a good thing, we'll see. We'll get back to Ryan's draft later. We're moving on to Nick at the 106. Somehow got Austin Eckler. He's been
that's an absolute steal. It's an absolute steal.
I really couldn't. You mean like what I had on my table? It's hard to pass up Austin Eckler, especially what have already been grabbed. I'm surprised that Aiden didn't already pick him up. But I mean, we knew beforehand that he was interested in Derrick Henry.
I think that picture we sent of Derrick Henry to him just swayed him all the way. We sent him a picture of Derrick Henry and his fucking quads, and since then, I don't think he's wavered in his decision. Which was good for you. I think you would have picked Derrick Henry too, wouldn't you? Would you have picked Derrick Henry? If he was at the 106?
Yeah, probably.
Would you have picked him at the 104 though?
There's two running backs. Nick likes his Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler.
For sure.
I feel like he's happy either way there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we had Cooper Kupp go at the 107. This was not really. It's a good pick, but like it's a little controversial for our buddy Brett here. He really thought we had a Jamar Chase truther at 107, but
yeah, I'll say I kind of fucked myself here. I had gassed Maddox into picking Jamar Chase. This was back when I thought Esky was picking Kupp, and I was potentially going to get Jefferson via the Devontae Adams clause of Ryan. So I was just trying to gash Jamar up so I could get Justin Jefferson. But then when Esky told me he was going to pick Jefferson, I was going to apply the same thing to try to get Kupp. But then I also, at this point, I started second-guessing myself. I started, I really wanted to go double running back, slam hard early, because I love the wide receiver value later. So when I talked to Maddox, I briefly mentioned Kupp, and I might have thrown myself from getting Kupp, because I was like, yeah, Kupp's going to be there, and you got Chase too. He's like, oh, Kupp's going to be there. I was like, oh, no. So I wasn't expecting to get Kupp, but it definitely was something that could have happened, but I knew it wasn't 100% like I had before, It was tough. It was tough, Cooper Kupp was my guy last year. Wasn't able to get him. And maybe the tennis elbow comes in, Matthew Stafford dies and Cooper Kupp is a bust pick.
I mean, you go ahead and pick up Dalvin Cook right after.
Yeah. That was in my plan coming in. It was between Dalvin and Najee. I like Najee better as a player. I just trust the Minnesota offense way more than the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I'm sorry, right. Anthony. I think the Steelers have a piss-poor offensive line, and they have Mitchell Trubisky as the quarterback.
Listen, let me tell you, Kevin Dotson, underrated.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Yeah, it's the left tackle.
All right. Najee, he tempted me. He's a volume guy. He's going to be one of the only guys that's just going to be on the field for 90% of the fucking game. He's just going to be there. But that could also mean injury for the poor guy if he's having that big workload over and over again.
The thing for me about Najee is people think regression from last year. But I don't really see that because, the offensive line the offensive line is still bad, but it's gotten better since last year, slightly. And, he was the fifth running back at the end of last year. I don't see how you can't predict at least similar numbers.
I think you don't have Big Ben back there with his noodle arm who can't throw it on the field, so he just checks down to Najee each time.
True, but how many of those checkdowns fucking hit the ground or got intercepted before? Quarterback play got better for sure. I don't care who starts. The quarterback play is better. You know? You are right. You can't. The other two can throw down the field, but I think the Najee workload stays the same, to be honest.
Yeah, I was close between both of them. I went with Cook because I knew I was going to try to secure Madison later because I live by the philosophy that whichever one of them is playing, I will get 20 points most of the time. Dalvin Cook, he's kind of a polarizing guy just because he never usually gets injured enough to miss a whole season, but he always misses 1 to 2 games per season. He's never out there for the full time. So I felt comfortable selecting him with this new they got a new offense going on there that I've kind of bought into. That's why I really wanted Justin Jefferson. So I didn't get Justin Jefferson, so I went with Cook, and I don't regret that.
Shit, I don't think you should. That is a good pick.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it a little later, but you also have, later in the draft, got Alexander Madison, just in case Dalvin Cook does not play the entire season, gets a little injured.
I did mention that.
Nice little handcuff.
Yeah, which versus Najee, I would say Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison are I know they look like the same person, but however, they when Alexander is on the field, you know he's going to put up similar numbers to Dalvin Cook, and he's not like a slacker in that regard.
They
I don't
are
even know
just
who,
the same dude, bro.
Like, don't
even talk about the backup running backs for the Steelers, all right? They're not good.
No, right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
when I talk about Benny Snell,
so in that regard, that's kind of a better
Moving a big Jav. We got the Najee pick. I think that's a good pick.
Najee's free there.
Yeah. I expected that. That went with my calculations. And so did the Jamar Swift. That's exactly what I thought Connor would have done. But the first thing that fucked me up is the Joe Mixon incident of 2022. Javin steals Joe Mixon from me one pick before. Every single mock draft I've done, I've gotten Joe Mixon just because I know Connor hates Joe Mixon. He has something against him. And with
when I talked to him an hour before the draft, he was dead set on Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs. I think what messed him up is he didn't expect Jamar Chase to fall to him. So
at least early on in the thing, he was not. He had a very big disdain to Joe Mixon.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I was banking on Jav going wide receiver. Me and Nick talked to Jav a little bit, a couple weeks before the draft, and he was like, "Oh, I'd probably go Tyreek Hill, Diggs, or Mike Evans or somebody." I'm like, "That works. That is good." And I saw a draft he did like a week before, and he went double running back, but he was on the other side of the board. So I'm like, maybe he just didn't like the value there.
Love that draft. Love that draft.
So he steals Joe Mixon, and my entire fucking plan of slamming double running back off the bat goes out the window, and I gotta go Diggs. I thought about going Kamara, but Diggs is like one of the last people I see in that tier of like, I think Tyreek Hill is good. I just think Diggs has like, I think he could be the wide receiver one. I think that could happen. I'm not saying I don't think Tyreek Hill could. I just don't think as big of a chance. Neither with CD. It's like Diggs I see as one of the last like high tier wide receivers there, and that's why I did it, and that's when everything went downhill. Depression.
Yeah. I mean, Diggs, you can't go wrong with Diggs.
Exactly. That's why I picked him.
You got Josh Allen throwing on the ball. Like, you can't go wrong.
I
mean, the best quarterback in the league throwing on the ball. The offense is good. He's the focal point of the offense.
All right. We move on to Big Nick Chubb. That's, I'm not a Big Nick Chubb enjoyer. I grabbed him in the junior league just because, I got him in the third round. I'll take Nick Chubb as my RB2 in the third round any day of the week. And, Nick, I knew you were, thought you were eyeing Alvin Kamara, but you ended up going Tyreek Hill, which I thought was a...
Well, so, let me explain this a little bit. So for how I foresaw it, I foresaw that if I was... who I had my eyes on in the third round was going to be A.J. Brown. And from how I saw it, I was thinking about it more, and I knew he was not going to get back to me because in my first...
Which he did.
My first five picks... In my first five picks, I wanted at least one top-tier wide receiver, whether that was in the second round or third round. And I foresaw it. I was looking to the looking glass, I was going to the third dimension, and I saw that I might have gone Mike Evans. That probably would have been good value if I did go Alvin Kamara, Mike Evans. I didn't expect him to be there. I expected it to be a very wide receiver heavy on the left side, on the first to five, on the third round. So I decided to go a good wide receiver in the second round, and then fall back to we'll talk about a little later about my third round, but yeah, I mean, it worked out well for me getting Tyreek Hill, because I was debating Tyreek Hill or Deebo Samuel, and that's who I was debating, and the fact that Deebo got that far down is kind of ludicrous, but I guess we'll talk about it a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip a little forward. We got the Aaron Jones pick. We all knew the CD pick was probably coming for Aiden. We talked to him a little before. We knew that was somebody he was targeting. Then Anthony goes Saquon. Now over Kamara, who else we got? I mean, you got Javonte later.
Let me explain this a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. I do, looking back, kind of wish I went Kamara, because, obviously there's talks about how it's, 50-45 in for the Broncos, but I really wanted Javonte. He's kind of was my guy last year. It didn't work out too well. And I kind of just wanted him because I just believe in the talent, of Javonte.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very homer pick, But that's why I went him over Kamara. Plus, the Kamara, could get suspended any day. That's like still, in the back of your mind, even though a lot of people don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's still like if that video comes out of whatever.
Oh yeah, if that video drops, he's gone.
He's done. He's suspended right there.
I think because there's no video is the reason he's not going to get suspended this year.
But I don't really want that hanging over my head, even though a lot of people don't think it's going to happen. So I went Saquon. That was my plan for a while, just go like really high ceiling quarterbacks that could really crash hard, I
love my Saquon quarterback.
So really my first 3 running backs can be just like that,
Even 4, bro. Even 4.
Even 4. Yeah, 4 is a little scary too, but like, I don't want to draft scared, like I said, just try to go for talent.
Now that we're getting towards the end of the second, we're not going to go through every single round by round analysis. Let's just like jump to things that like kind of sit out in the draft.
I do want to talk about ST because his little like his first 2 rounds are a bit different than everyone else's because he is the only one who did not draft an RB in the first 2 rounds.
He's the only one that didn't draft an RB in the first 5 rounds, if you want to go that far. Yeah.
The notorious rule is to me personally,
he went 0 wide receiver. It's a strat. It's a strat that like because we got 2 flexes and 2 wide receiver starting spot. You have to start. You can start 4 wide receivers every week. That's not out of the question. Running backs typically get hurt more. Oftentimes don't produce as much as a wide receiver, especially in PPR. It's a strat. It's a risky one.
Yeah, I'll say I'm fucking with his team. I mean, his running backs are as good as his running backs are going to be. AJ Dillon, I mean, that's the 0 RB man's dream, I guess, there in the fucking 6, If I was to say him, I probably would have gone either Hunt or Damian Harris over Pollard, but he's a Cowboys fan. So, a little bit of that's coming through there. He's a Tony Pollard truther. He's got Cordell. If Cordell, finds himself, that 32-year-old man, if he does what he does last year, that'll end up being good. But Justin Jefferson, Kelsey, Keenan Allen, Pittman, and DJ Moore is an insane. Plus Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's just an insane wide receiver and tight end core. You hate to see AJ Dillon RB1, but
I think you love to see it with that strategy, though. I think that's somebody you'd love to see.
I guess,
RB1. That's somebody you're targeting for sure if you're not going running back in the first 5 rounds.
Because he's going to catch balls. Like, he's just going to, like,
Aaron Jones. He might be the first 0 RB strat in history in the HFL. I don't know if anybody else has ever done it to the extreme that he did.
No, I almost went 0 wide receiver last year, but...
You almost won it this year, too.
Yeah. Well, I guess I kind of did go 0 wide receiver, but...
yeah. I mean, T. Higgins in the 5th. That's some good value there.
You gotta love T. Higgins in the 5th. You know, good offense. He's not the wide receiver 1, but he could be. You never know. Yeah, that 0 RB strat. It looks good for him.
Yeah, I think he could be good.
I did tell Esky that I wanted Debo, and I did go back on my word on there. So hopefully he's okay with Keenan Allen over Debo. I know he was kind of fading the 49ers offense, but, I'm hoping I didn't, fuck him over too hard, just because Javante's a homer pick, like I said. I'm not getting back into that, but I hope I didn't fuck him over on that. That wasn't my intention. There was a funny stretch in the 3rd round. We had 3 people go tight ends back to back, which is really really kind of early for tight ends.
That's when I had to grab my drink. All right, Mark Andrews.
I really like Mark Andrews for you though.
I do.
Really like Mark
That's why
Andrews.
I picked him. All my picks, at least the first 3, I'm happy with because I didn't want to make them, but I did because I had to. Like Mark Andrews, I've done over 50, probably even 100 mock drafts. Yeah, the 3 tight ends in a row. I knew I was going Mark Andrews. I didn't know everybody else was going to go.
But I like Mark Andrews there. I don't like Kyle Pitts and George Kittle there. I'm not going to lie. Those are guys I really see later on being better values.
I would have thought about Pitts in the 4th maybe if he came back to me and I didn't get Andrews, but...
I don't really love them there. But
I like Kyle Pitts there a lot more than George Kittle. I'm not as high on Kittle. just because
a little bit of a reach, but
well, it's more of Mark Andrews and Kyle Pitts are like the wide receiver ones for their team. Like there's just like George Kittle
Mark
is just
way,
not.
Way
Oh yeah, surely.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I agree.
Mark Andrews is going to be the tight end one. He's going to be.
I agree. But I mean, comparatively to like the three we got there.
Also, the thing about tight ends is the difference between tight end 1 and tight end 10. I feel like isn't that huge compared to like running backs, Yeah. So, I mean, I think Mark Andrews is going to be huge, though. I think that's a good pick there.
I mean,
I have no problem with that.
I
really like the first 3 rounds of your draft.
Yeah, I start liking my team a lot better when I just think of Mark Andrews as just like another wide receiver 1 on my team, because
you're putting in it's a positional advantage, like. That's a good pick there, in my opinion.
I went into this draft wanting to go super wide receiver heavy, and I ended it not as happy with my depth at receiver. But I feel a little better with the Mark Andrews thinking with that, But yeah, that tight end stretch was a little weird. And then honestly, I don't think I would have gone Josh Allen if he came to me. Because it just kind of dawned on me that I have Diggs, and I could have had a Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs stack. I don't think that was dawning on me during.
I thought it would have been smart if Jav didn't take him. Like, I'm not a big early QB guy, but like I think a stack that good could be big early on.
I don't think I would have done it just because I don't think I was thinking. I probably didn't even think I still had Diggs on my team because that was never in the calculations, Right. So I just always pass on Josh Allen most of the time. But yeah, I took Monty. We'll see if that's an L. It was him or James Conner. I didn't want to be in a position to take either of them. I think they'll both be decent. I just really wanted to lock down 2 good running backs off the bat and not have to deal with the dead zone and everything after that. But alas, I had to. I think I'd probably prefer James Conner there in retrospect, but I ended up banking on the hometown boy just because I like the Bears. So we'll see if it bites me in the ass.
And then, the round goes on. Justin Herbert gets drafted, a little early. Nick actually goes James Conner. The only reason I bring that up is because, Nick, the whole ever since we got our picks, I was convinced Nick takes ETN in the 4th, and then he takes James Conner instead. I think that's probably because he wasn't expecting James Conner to get there.
I wasn't.
So when ETN falls to me in the 4th, it's another situation like Javonte for me where I'm just like really banking on the talent to come through.
I mean, you somehow ended up with Higgins, which is crazy,
It was either ETN or Higgins for me too, which is the funny part. So like, I was very surprised Higgins fell to me. I thought that was the person that Esky wanted, not Michael Pittman, but he fell to me. I'm super happy with Higgins as a wide receiver 1.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's my guy. All right, I got great value Higgins on my team. Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got him out here.
Okay, so we're in the 5th. What else happens here? Josh Jacobs gets sniped from Nick. He's been a Josh Jacobs truther this whole offseason. I'd say Nick loves Josh Jacobs. He gets sniped from him. Ends up going Dobbins. Which isn't a bad pick, but I don't think he's going to play for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't know if I go Dobbins there personally, but I know that the slamming running back early runs in the blood of the family.
Well, you see, I don't trust Antonio Gibson because.
Well, I'm saying you don't have to go running back there.
You know how it is.
Okay.
Well, no. So in my first 5 rounds, I wanted 4 running backs and 1 wide receiver. That's what I wanted because the wide receiver is just so heavy. There's like good wide receivers at the end of the draft, so like the latter half of the draft, that it's just like. In my mind, it's not worth to. I mean, obviously these wide receivers are really good, and like you got Deontay Johnson, like Courtland Sutton, and these people, but like being like a wide receiver 1, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, being later in the draft. I mean, why not?
I get that.
And having that ladder value.
Playing devil's advocate, I get that the running back position is scarce, but at what point does it get too far of you're just drafting mid over when you could get something else,
Yeah, it's a little bit sticking too close to your strategy, I feel like. I think Deontay is just way better than Dobbins, but I get what you're going for sure.
Well, ideally I want Josh Jacobs, but I didn't get I didn't get that. And so, and obviously I was riding roller coasters when I was doing this draft. I was taking selfies on the ride, and you know how it is.
Right,
so I was like default dancing on kids. You know how it is. And I had to just I went with what was I had in front of me.
From there, we go to the end of the 5th round.
Oh no, we gotta go back a little bit to my Sutton pick. Sutton's the guy I wanted the whole season. And Max takes the... I was scared. I've been doing mock drafts. Sutton's ADP's been going up. He started to get picked like by the bots before he even gets to me, and that like would never happen. I was like, oh no. I was able to secure him, which I don't know if you guys know, but Cortland Sutton he attends church with Russell Wilson. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's just a big key to success that's gonna happen. And he's gonna be my Cooper Kupp this year. I'm just speaking it into existence. It's gonna happen. And yeah, I mean, we're getting down there in the draft board. Like I said, I don't know if we have to go round by round because that's just gonna take forever. I don't know if there's too many interesting things that we have to go through in each particular round. We could just dissect.
I have a couple.
I mean, yeah, we can jump to them. One thing I'll say before is Allen Robinson got sniped, and then I picked Elijah Mitchell, which I didn't want to do, but Allen Robinson got sniped. I got really pissed off. So I picked Eli Mitchell, and that made me angry. Kind of fucked up my strategy because Connor picked him. That's a guy I really wanted, but...
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I would like to avert your eyes to Can Coochie's team.
Ah, yes.
Right. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. So, gets D-Hop, he's suspended, whatever. So, before this, he got Terry McLaurin. I don't know about you guys. I'm not a very big Terry McLaurin...
It's not that Pittman guy.
I'm more Jalen Waddle, that type of thing. It's not that I hate Terry McLaurin. It's that I don't trust his QBs ever. So that's why I wouldn't pick Terry McLaurin there. So that's it's not a reach or anything.
He goes Zeke over Fournette, which I wouldn't.
Right, that's a bit,
but that's not as big of a thing.
Right. So then we go to D-Hop as his wide receiver 3.
Reaches on Knox.
He's suspended. Then we go to Dawson Knox.
That was his boy last year, so he guess he really wanted.
When I was getting Dawson Knox, it was around the 9th, 10th, 11th round even. Like he just reached on him very heavy. Like TJ Hawkinson was still there, and that was a bit of reach. And then we got George Pickens in the 806, which is unbelievable considering Gabriel Davis was still there, Brandon Ayuk, and Robert Woods. I think that's fucking crazy.
Wide receiver one.
And that's definitely a home team pick. Yeah. And maybe he was scared because we have the same favorite football team, the Steelers. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was scared I take him there, but like that's just ridiculous. There's absolutely no shot I take him there. No. So he could have waited around, and then he could have waited another round for Aaron Rodgers. It's not like Aaron Rodgers.
Right. He's double slams the QB. Which was interesting. He's a big Raiders fan, apparently. He's got Devontae, Josh Jacobs, and Derek Carr.
Yeah, it's double QB was a weird strategy. The Pickens, the Hopkins reach over Marquise Brown, Brandon Cooks.
Hey, he's playing for the playoffs. He's playing for the playoffs, all right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't...
Yeah.
So, I mean, his wide receiver 3 right now until week 7 is George Pickens.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
you love George Pickens, but I don't know.
I fucking love George Pickens, but like, that is a 3-headed wide receiver. There's 3 good wide receivers in the Steelers.
Yeah.
Quarterback play is iffy, but they got 3 good receivers. You don't know who's going to be the wide. Well, Deontay Johnson's probably going to be the wide receiver 1, but you don't know who's really going to get the most fantasy points. So it's just a weird pick in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. One thing I'll mention,
back quarterbacks.
Yeah, a thing that happened after that though. One thing I'll mention though is we have a lot of people who wait on quarterback. That's kind of become a thing. So we were able to get such good value in the 9th round at QB. Me and Nick did. He gets Russell Wilson, who I would have taken.
I got a poor man with my poor man's Cortland Sutton. I got Jerry Jeudy.
Hey, I mean, I could just be wrong, and Jeudy could be the one, and I'll look like a fucking dumbass for drafting over him. But
yeah, I heard Jerry Jeudy was also helping out with Russell Wilson with his kids. Teaching him through school.
That's cap. That's cap. I get Jalen Hurts in the 9th, which is crazy. In all my mock drafts, I've been getting Dak Prescott in the 9th, and I think Prescott ended up going in the 13th. So that's just, mock drafts mean nothing.
There was a lot of backup quarterback. I think Nick and Esky were the only two who didn't take a backup quarterback here.
I mean, I always take the boy Fields, as my backup. Just because.
I mean, Justin Fields is a great backup. Yeah. I mean, for real. Like, he is a great backup.
Anthony got the Trey Lance, Tom Brady.
I mean,
again, second year in a row, Trey Lance, Tom Brady. It was funny because everybody was like, take Tom Brady. Anthony's gonna pick Tom Brady, and then I was like, I'm not picking him. That was in the 10th. Knew I wasn't picking the quarterback in the 10th or 11th, and then they were saying it again throughout the whole 12th, and I was like, I know I'm taking Trey Lance. I didn't expect Tom Brady to then fall to the 13th, so I took him as like a bit of an insurance policy,
Yeah, you looked out. Nacho wanted to get Deshaun in the last round.
Yeah.
As for the meme.
I mean, Tom Brady could end up being your quarterback one, right? I mean, depending 100%. On how that works out.
100%. Trey Lance is there for, he could pop off, with how much he runs, and it all depends. So I think Tom Brady's actually starting for me week one as of right now. I don't know if it's going to stay the same, but...
you don't want Trey Lance against that Bears defense, all right?
We forgot to mention back in the 8th round, it was really the only kind of confrontational moment. I sniped Dameon Pierce from SB.
That was in the draft video, the fucking Dameon Pierce snipe. Oh.
He's going 0 running back. I sniped Dameon Pierce from. That's only because Nick sniped Chase Edmonds from me, but I would go Chase Edmonds if Chase Edmonds was still there.
Nick, if I went Chase Edmonds, would you have taken Dameon Pierce?
Yes.
So that could have been crazy. Well, you needed another wide receiver at that point, so.
Yeah, because of my misgivings,
Right.
Actually, I might have got Rashad. No, would I got Rashad Bateman? I don't know. In another life, maybe.
You never know. I mean, we've gone through a lot of the major kind of things. What I want to do is, we had some newcomers. Nacho, Nacho and Aiden, this is their first time playing legitimate fantasy football. So, I kind of want to go through and grade what we think their draft was. I think they both did pretty well. I'll start with that. I know you've got some high praises for Nacho's team, Nick.
Yeah, overall, I really like Nacho's team. Going to Jonathan Taylor, back to Alvin Kamara. This is all on the back of, because he doesn't have a lot of running back depth. And in my opinion, running backs win championships, as we saw previously with Jay and Todd Gurley and that type of thing.
How many?
So going back to that,
hey, we're all the same here.
Back to.
I mean, in fairness, me and Nick kind of created a fucking running back
drought
deficit. Drought.
Have some trade capital for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We each have 5 good running backs.
Bro, we have 7 hotels in Monopoly right now. It's crazy. But yeah.
It's his running back depth is a little iffy. I don't really like the Amari Cooper pick, especially when Brandon Cooks and Amon-Ra St. Brown are there. Even Chris Godwin to a degree. You could live without Chris Godwin for week 1, and then
I'm going to. I'm hoping he comes back for me.
Yeah, but Chris Godwin is great. I mean, exactly. Chris Godwin, he's arguably the best receiver on that team. Him and Mike Evans are right there next to each other. With Tom Brady as their quarterback, I just can't see Amari Cooper over Chris Godwin or Brandon Cooks or Amon-Ra St. Brown even.
I talked to him today. Mm-hmm. He's come out and said he doesn't really know why he picked Amari Cooper over Amon-Ra.
He was saying that.
Because I think he said he preferred Amon-Ra St. Brown, but he just didn't. He just picked Amari. But I mean, that's
even that entire stretch of wide receivers in the beginning of the 8th, Juju to Bateman, I think I would take every single one of them over Cooper too.
Yeah.
So
he's got the Deshaun Watson Cooper stack though. All right, he's got the
Cooper's
stack
the weak
later
spot
on.
for Nacho's draft, in my opinion. But he has a good draft. I like his draft.
What letter grade would you give Nacho?
A-.
Yeah, I was thinking B+, A-, around that range. Especially for a first draft. I know he doesn't know all the players like some of us do. Well, he said that with a lot of people, but
Yeah, I'd say he had a couple missteps, like the AJ Brown over Debo or Mike Evans. I'm not as high on AJ Brown. I don't really know why he
Yeah, you
liked
can't
him
be.
that much,
You
but
can't be.
that's one of them. Still
I
not a
think.
terrible
I think
pick.
even you aren't even mentioning Keenan Allen there. Like I
Yeah.
think Keenan Allen is a more obvious choice, but if you're high on someone, you got to take him. Yeah, he's not gonna fall back to you.
The Amari Cooper pick is another one that brings it down a little bit, but besides that, I think you got
I'm gonna go
a
for
good
B
one.
plus. I think B plus because I think
Yeah,
you could take Keenan Allen, and I think you could take like a T Higgins
Now,
or
I
a
think
DJ Moore
A
over Jalen
minus to B
Waddle.
plus range is a good.
my
Yeah,
my A minus is off the back of because he has just Amari Cooper isn't that bad, as bad as you guys are making it out to be.
Yeah, no one said
Because
he's
Amari
bad.
Cooper's great. It's his quarterback play. Who's throwing the? Tell me who's throwing the ball to Amari Cooper right now.
I'm not gonna
You
say
don't
that.
even
It's
know.
gonna
You
no,
don't
it's
even know.
Jacoby Brissett, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Nobody's saying Amari Cooper's a bad player. We're just saying he's gonna probably be bad
Well,
until
I'm talking
Deshaun
about the
Watson's
pick
back.
in and of
until week
itself.
13. Until week 13, Nick. That's what it is. It's until week 13 because he gets suspended for the first 11 games, and then they have bye week 12.
Yeah.
So, wait, no, they don't. It says week 9. I don't know why he can't come back to week 13. I guess because the bye week's in there. Okay, so week 13 is the first game Deshaun Watson can play, and who knows how Deshaun Watson hasn't played football in 2 years.
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson is great. I mean, he's not a good person.
No, but you don't understand.
But like,
famously respected.
No, it's gonna be the first 3 weeks come around, right? And then Jacoby Brissett's gonna be ass cheeks, and then they're gonna bring in the GOAT. They're gonna bring in the man. They're gonna bring in Nick Foles, and it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy.
I think it's more likely.
I
think it's more likely they trade for Jimmy Garoppolo than that.
I mean, Jimmy just got his new contract. Fucking Nick Foles is the backup for the some team. So they're both already. I don't know if that.
Fine, Andrew Luck comes back. What do you want me to say?
I don't think the 49ers are afraid to trade it. It's just a 1-year contract. It's not like that means the Browns are getting into a ton.
I just think if he was gonna get traded, he would have been traded. I don't think the Browns are gonna be like first couple weeks of doing bad, like, oh, now we have to trade. I think if they were gonna trade for a quarterback, they would have done it. I mean, they already traded for Deshaun.
The contract makes Garoppolo a lot more appealing to teams because it's just 1 year. Yeah, you're going to pay him more than you want to for that year, but that's all you're locked in for.
I don't think he gets traded, but maybe.
I don't think it's off the table is what I'm saying.
All right, let's move over to Aiden, Think Fast Gaming. He showed up to my house with some notes, handwritten. And
that he wrote an hour before the draft, by the way.
Yep.
I fucking love his wide receiver core. Like, he has 2 of my favorite receivers in the draft. Like,
Gabe Davis,
like I said, Debo was very high on my board. I almost took him over Javonte. CeeDee Lamb, I love CeeDee Lamb. Could be the wide receiver 1 overall. Like, that's really not out the picture. They both are by week 9, and his backup wide receivers are not the best. I mean, they're all right, but like,
yeah, he's gonna have to do something.
He's gonna have a rough week 9.
He's got the Lizard King and Gabriel Davis, so I think he can make it.
You make it for a week, but it's, typically not good strategy to have both your best wide receivers.
No, I say I don't give a fuck about bye weeks, but I'm just gonna. If there's a player that's just better than all the other players, I'm not gonna not draft them just because they have the same
100%. I'm with you there. That's a good point.
Looking at Aiden's team, I like the depth he has. Like Gabriel Davis and Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard could be good. Who knows? I think that's a good pick there. Julio Jones is, maybe he does something. You got Devil Singletary, and then I didn't even notice he drafted Michael Carter as well. So, I mean, I guess if one of the Jets running backs gets injured, he has the other one.
I mean, it's not a bad handcuff,
I don't hate the Clyde
Hall.
pick. I hate Clyde, but I don't hate the pick.
I like A.J. Dillon better there, but, Clyde works. Clyde works.
I think a lot of what I think this team's going to be depends on Breece Hall and how he ends up.
Yeah, 100%.
Breece Hall does good. I think he does amazing.
Outlier there. Darren Waller, you got to love Darren Waller.
Waller.
He's going to get less targets with Adams around, I think.
I think the offense will just be better, though, which
that is true.
Him.
But
got the
Kyler Murray,
the short king, Kyler.
We're going to have to see if he's still okay after week 6 when
the
Todd
new
comes
COD
out.
drops. Yep.
Gabe Davis is a great value in the 8th round, I feel like.
Oh, for sure.
Devin Singletary. That's a running back 1 that you're taking in the 9th round.
Yeah.
You can't hate on that. He's got a decent draft.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of who I like more between him and Nacho.
I'd say I like Nacho a little better. Well, I don't know.
I don't know either. I think I like Nacho.
I think he's more consistent for the first 4 picks.
Yeah. I like Nacho's running back core a lot better.
First 4 picks.
And yeah, I don't know. It's close. I think they're very close. They both did a good job.
They're both like B+, A- range.
Yeah. And yeah, it's hard for me to figure out which one to do. Because, I mean, CeeDee Lamb and Debo almost makes up for not having 2 banging running backs. I mean, you have Derrick fucking Henry, too. I mean, it's not like your team's a joke at running back.
Yeah. No. Hell no. I guess while we're here, we might as well grade Esky isn't new to fantasy, but
we're going to grade all the newcomers who are coming in for the year.
0 wide receiver. It's a ballsy strat to go with. I like it. I like his team a lot. I'm not
touched on it earlier a little bit, so we can be a little more speedy with this one. But honestly, I think I give him. You're gonna have to. It's hard.
I think he's best of the 3.
I do too. That's what I'm gonna say. It's hard to say, but I do think if his strat pans out, he could be one of the top teams just based on the first 6 rounds. And
you don't inherently need running back depth, if you're going 0.
I know Nick disagrees with all this,
Yeah,
as a running
he's
back
a big running back
connoisseur.
guy, though.
Yeah. He thinks Esky's going 0-16,
I don't inherently dislike what he has going on. I think... what do I think? I think in the position that he was in, that he could, like, where his running backs were, or even, like, taking DJ Moore. If he took Josh Jacobs instead of DJ Moore, I would think his team is, like, the best that we have. Because, I mean, taking...
I don't know if Josh Jacobs is enough
Cooks, I mean...
I don't know if he's that significant of a player to make it...
but it's not even that. It's just that I know Josh Jacobs is going to be playing in 85% of the snaps or whatever. Right? AJ Dillon's... Are they splitting 50-50? So it's like, that's like just a bigger question mark when I'm more confident in Josh Jacobs and that he's playing the entire time.
I'm not a big Josh Jacobs enjoyer, as big as you. I don't know.
I'm not either. I'm really not. I'm not a big Josh Jacobs guy, to be completely honest.
Well, it all comes down to how much he's on the field and stuff. Yeah. I mean, even getting Brandon Cooks
being
instead,
at the field, are they really going to be running the ball that much, or are they going to be passing to Devontae Adams and Darren Waller?
I mean, they're still going to run the ball. Just because you have a great wide receiver doesn't mean you're not going to run the ball.
Okay, yeah, but a team could be inherently more pass heavy than...
I mean, I don't disagree.
And Josh Jacobs doesn't catch the ball. He just doesn't.
But see how fast that guy runs? He's like, zoom.
Just looking at it, how many receptions did he have last year? I don't even...
He had like 20? 75?
I guess he catches it more than I thought. He gets about, I'd say, 4 to 5 receptions a game. That's more than I thought, actually, but...
I think
it's more than Dalvin Cook.
I
don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that's true. I guess Dalvin Cook didn't catch the ball that much either.
Yeah, I mean, he's more
surprising.
He's more of a just ground and pound type of dude.
Yeah.
But I think the reason I like Esky's team so much is because he has so many players that I was originally targeting in this draft. He has Justin Jefferson, he has Keenan Allen, he has Michael Pittman, which were all guys that I, at one point at least, was targeting in the draft.
I think where he was smart is that James Robinson picked in the 14th. I fumbled by taking Mark Ingram over James Robinson. I know that.
I fumbled taking Justin Fields over him, but I need my culture pick,
Right. Yeah, I just wasn't thinking at that point of the draft, but, kind of is what it is. I for what he did, there's some potential good running backs he has. Tony Pollard could be better than Zeke. That's not out of the picture. I don't think it's likely, but it's not out of the picture.
He's going to get some work,
Yeah.
I think the same reason you like Eski's team is the same reason I like Nacho's team is because there's so many people that I was already like fond of and that I wanted that Nacho took. Like Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor. I know I wasn't getting him, but I'm already fond of him. Like Jalen Waddle. I wanted Drake London, MVS. Yeah, like players like that, or even Damian Harris. But yeah,
I mean, I think all three of the newcomers did good.
I think if you had to rank them in order, now go.
Eski, Nacho, Aiden.
I would do Nacho, Aiden, Eski.
I think I'd go Eski, Aiden, Nacho. So we got a little bit of everything here, huh? It's close. Nacho and Aiden are close to me. I think Eski's a little bit above both of them in my book. Yeah.
Wait, do I think that? Yeah, I do think that. I think Nacho. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, moving on. I mean, we've done most of the draft shit. We've been going for a while. I'm gonna go to our final segment, which is gonna be the matchup of the week that we're all excited for. Okay, going into week 1, if my shit will fucking load. Holy fuck. Alright, let's go to the league. Okay, here we go. Alright, we got our matchups of the week. We all had to choose a different one. Okay? So who wants to start with their matchup of the week, who they're excited to see?
Alright, I'll start. I chose Brett versus Eski week 1. You know, I'm really just excited to see how the zero running back strat works.
Me too.
Mostly because, you know, so we're starting A.J. Dillon and Tony Pollard for Eski, right? Neither of those are running back ones on their team, just being completely honest. But they both have pass catching work that I think they will get. It's exciting to see how that's going to work. You know, we have really 2 better running backs on the other side with Dalvin Cook and David Montgomery. But that wide receiver core for Eski
is terrifying.
It is not something to play around with. Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen, and then you got Travis Kelce, Michael Pittman, and DJ Moore as your 4th wide receiver starting. Like, that's just nasty.
I am terrified. I am very scared.
DJ Moore on the Baker Mayfield revenge game, that could be that could be crazy. So yeah, I like Brett's running backs better. I give the slight advantage in the starting receivers to Eski.
I mean, I'd hope so.
And then
we got 2 behemoths at tight end, you know.
And the tight ends are even, I think.
I think the tiebreaker though, and that might be he has Patrick Mahomes. He's got the stack, you know.
But then when you think about it, when you think
he was
about
like QB like 6 last year. Like he wasn't.
I'm
like
just
crazy.
saying that if Kelce pops off, Mahomes pops off, is what I'm saying. Like
true. That's that. I didn't think about the stack. That is a good point. I give Eski the slight advantage because I like the flexes a little bit more for Eski.
And so does the website. I'm down 47% to 53%. But like we all know, projections don't mean shit. All right,
but where I give Eski the advantage is the Elijah Mitchell start for you. But Elijah Mitchell could just pop off. I don't think that's out of the question.
I think you're underestimating the 49ers week 1 running back. All right, I'm at least getting 1 week out of Elijah Mitchell before he dies.
Right. You're right.
I mean, if Godwin plays, I don't know if I want to start Godwin if he plays just because this is his first game back, and I've seen some things that they might just be easing him into the role again, you know. So Godwin's going to be the eventual flex spot, but I got Mitchell in there for now. Things could change though. All right, Nick, your matchup of the week.
When it comes down to it, it all comes down to the storyline. And unfortunately, Aiden and Nacho was already taken. So I'm going to go with Ryan and Javin, right? Ryan is someone who won the league last year with his Hype B squad and is coming in again. And Javin, notoriously on his first season, had a really shit team, really shit record. But he's coming back, and I'm going to give him the edge in this one. We have some really good running backs, right? And, you know, I'm a big running back guy. I got 2 really good running backs with Najee and Joe Mixon. Josh Allen at the helm. It's going to be a really good starting game for Javin. I think he has this in the bag.
Sleeper agrees. 55% to 45%.
I mean, for me, it's just WWW for fucking. The only thing that I think Javin loses in matchup to matchup is Terry's probably better than Michael Thomas week 1.
What about Devontae Adams?
I guess Devontae Adams. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I guess Ryan might win the starting receivers.
Yeah, I think.
But I think across the board,
I think Jav wins the flex, in my opinion. DK is a little polarizing, but I mean George Pickens is also polarizing.
Right
there. Yeah,
it's not like you're going against much.
I think Jav wins tight end battle most likely. I mean, depending on, you never know, Dawson Knox could catch fucking 3 touchdowns on Thursday. We'll see.
Right. I mean, but that's what the thing is, like, the George Pickens start is so confusing, you know. Love George Pickens, but like, how do you know which receiver on that Steelers offense is going to get the work?
Yeah,
you know,
it's tough. It's tough.
I don't think it's guaranteed between him and Claypool. I really don't.
Well, mine already got a little bit spoiled, but obviously I'm taking Aiden versus Nacho, battle of the newcomers. Oh my goodness, it's their first season playing actual fantasy football, and we both said they both had a decent draft. So this is a matchup I'm waiting for. Nacho has got the slight edge right now, but I think I said I liked Aiden's draft a little better, so we'll see. I mean, he's got Clyde starting. That already makes me want to throw up a little bit. But, okay, he's got Brees in the flex. Let me see. Running backs, Nacho obviously gets the dub. I think wide receivers, I give it to Aiden in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Tight end, I give Aiden the slight dub. Flex spot, I think I give it to Aiden. Brees Hall and Gabriel Davis, I think I'd take him over Drake London and Captain Kirk.
I can agree with that.
Well, quarterback's really close, though. Quarterback is
insanely close. I mean, you got 2 very similar. One is just shorter than the other, you know.
Yeah. I think the only thing Aiden's losing on right now is the running back battle, and that could prove to be the fact. I mean, JT drops 40, Kamara drops fucking 30. I mean, GG's, you know. But, you know, you got Derrick Henry, you know, no joke over there trying to carry. So, yeah, I mean,
you just love Kamara over Clyde.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You love Kamara over Clyde.
Kamara could get suspended, and I still love him over Clyde, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But yeah, Nacho projected to win by a sizable margin, it says. But you know, I'm giving the edge to Aiden. I'm hoping for a good match. I'm hoping all these are good matches. Okay, we got a couple people playing Thursday. I've got Stephon Diggs playing Thursday. Aiden's got Gabriel Davis. We obviously have Cooper Kupp in the whole Rams offense, and I think all of us are just really excited for it to start and to see how fucking dumb we were evaluating all of this shit come the end of the year. So I think that's about it for this one. The other ones, I'm not sure if they'll be as long as this because we won't have as much stuff to go as in-depth in because we basically dissected a lot of the draft this time, and I don't think we're going to go through and dissect every single matchup, but we'll give a little overview. And I think we're going to be posting every Thursday, I believe. Or Thursday, kind of Thursday morning, maybe. We'll see how it ends up. But thank you all for watching. And if you're still here, you know, please leave a like, huh, Nick? Yeah, leave a like, you know. Like it's, yeah. But yeah, we'll be back next week with to see how bad I got fucked up by Esky. We'll see how bad I got fucked up.